The stage and the stadium is set for soccer legends Christine Sinclair's final international game.
It's 190! Christine Sinclair!
The Canadian captain has scored a record-best 190 international goals in her landmark career. Her appearance against Australia at Vancouver's BC Place Stadium today, it's going to be her 331st international game, and we know it will also be her last. Joining us from St. John this morning to talk about the huge impact and the legacy of Sinclair's career is Ellen Hislop. She's the co-founder of The Gist. Great to speak to you again this morning. First of all, how are you feeling? I felt a little choked up watching that last game, knowing that, we're not going to see her play on the international stage. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Anne-Marie. It's great to be chatting again. I am so sad. Christine Sinclair is one of my favorite athletes of all time, not just in soccer, and I think I can speak for our entire GIST community, too, in terms of them being really sad that this feels like it's an end of an era.
Yeah, she made her debut at 16. She is an Olympic gold medalist, two-time bronze medalist. She's been named Canadian Soccer Player of the Year 14 times. When you look back at her career, what can you point to and say, that's because of Christine Sinclair?
I really think that she has changed this country as we know it in terms of the sports that we play and love. I think that Canada really is a hockey country, but Christine Sinclair has changed that. She has changed the amount of girls that play sports, boys that play soccer, the amount of people that are fans of the Canadian women's national team. I think that they are more popular than the men's national team, and that is because of Christine Sinclair. You talked about her being the greatest international goal scorer of all time. That's men or women. And so as much as Canada is really mourning Christine Sinclair, it's also the international community that is going to be thinking about Christine and being like, oh, shoot, we're really going to miss her on this pitch in the upcoming Paris Olympics, too.
Yeah, she's well known for her advocacy for women's soccer and charity work. Multiple Sclerosis Canada is just one of them. I think it's one of the things that I admire most about her is that she's got so much capacity off the pitch as well as on. What's next for her after this final international game?
It's really exciting to me because this really does feel like it's not goodbye, it's see you later. She is only retiring from international soccer, so she is going to continue to play for the NWSL, for the Portland Thorns, which is great. So we can still tune in and watch Christine Sinclair at least for another year. In addition to everything that she does off of the pitch that you talked about on the advocacy side of things, Project 8, which is a group actually run by her former Canadian women's national team teammate Diana Matheson, is a group that's really dedicated to trying to bring a pro women's domestic soccer league to Canada by 2025. Sinclair will be involved in that in the future.
I feel like if she's involved, it will happen. We look at her from a goal scoring perspective or, how many medals she's won. But what do you see in her as an athlete?
I think one thing that's so cool about Christine Sinclair is that she has this quiet confidence. She leads by example, but at the same time, when she gets on the pitch, she is a beast. I think that we can all remember that 2012 England Olympic Games against the U.S. when she scored a hat trick. She levels up and she brings everyone to her level when the team needs it. And I think that she has that leadership that so many of us can aspire to, whether we play sports or we don't play sports. And so that's what I'll remember with Christine Sinclair for sure.
We were just showing a shot of her with her teammates, and I'm curious now, what does the future look like for our squad without their captain?
This team is set up so well. I am totally obsessed with the Canadian women's national team, and Christine Sinclair is the reason why they're set up so well. You look at Jessie Fleming, you look at Desiree Scott, Kadisha Buchanan, the list goes on in terms of who is going to be able to step up in Christine Sinclair's absence as a leader on this team. I think as well, someone who we do need to mention is Sophie Schmidt. She is also retiring. This is also her last international game. She was a leader right alongside Christine Sinclair. But this next generation of the Canadian women's national team is amazing, and I cannot wait to see what they look like at the Paris Olympics. I think that it only goes up from here, actually, with Christine Sinclair leaving.
That's really exciting to think about. Ellen, always great to talk to you. Thanks for coming back on this morning.
Likewise. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.